Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I just messed up some things here. Hello, everyone. This is Diaceto, the most handsome, yakable Africanicious, adrenaline pumping, a physic power husband. And as usual, I have beside me my most scintillating, pepperoni, sugarlicious, hot baby girl.
Good day, everyone. It's a pleasure being around on this live stream today. Yeah. You're highly welcome.
Before we go into the matter of discussion this evening, we want to quickly tell you that as you're watching this stream, kindly like the video, like the stream, and share so that more people can get to know that we are on bird now. Okay, you are all welcome, and as our usual practice, every Sunday we have our live stream, but we want to apologize that we might be scaling up the time to like 10:30, like 10, mostly 10, so that we can have that adjustment as time goes by, so that everybody is now aware of our new timing. So with that being said, we are looking at the topic today that is very loaded. So what are we looking at? But let me just acknowledge the first person to be on board today. Ashley Spirit sends our love, and we say thank you so much, Ashley. It's nice having you on board. For those of us that would like to join our stream, that would like to join this conversation, I have a link here for us. Kindly click on this link. Kindly click on this link to join the conversation. So kindly click on this link to join the conversation. What we're actually looking at today, I would really want us to look at what is happening in Africa vis-a-vis what is happening in the rest of the world. Oh, we have someone here, a beautiful lady by Fastal Design Empire. Hello, Fastal. How are you doing tonight? How is everything? It's so nice to have you on board. Today, we are looking at a topic that if you just sit down to analyze it, you will discover that some persons are paying the price for the beauty of others. So this is what we are actually lamb. So what do you think when you look at Africa as a world sacrificial lamb? Before we go into this, let's state that a lot is happening in the world, and a lot is happening in Africa. A lot of distress is happening in Africa, but as Africa is being distressed, the other part of the world are benefiting from Africa, and Africa is not benefiting from the world. I start this conversation with a first-hand experience I have been going through. You discover that the financial gateway in Africa is highly handled irresponsibly. As in, you will just wonder. It is easier. I want you to counter me if I'm wrong. You find out that it is easier for money to leave Africa. It is easier for people to come into Africa and take out money. But to bring money into Africa, it is one of the most challenging. It's like passing through the eye of the needle. So many restraints. Let's pick, for example, PayPal. For example, Nigeria happens to be the giant of Africa, the largest economy in Africa, and I tell you that in this country, PayPal does not work. How do you mean? It does not work because when you say something is working, it's supposed to be a two-way thing. Oh, it's nice having you, Jim.
We've been thinking of you.
I understand about the PayPal situation there. Very frustrating.
Okay, because it's annoying. What happens in Nigeria is that when you open your PayPal account in Nigeria, Very stupid. You can receive, you can't receive money, but you can pay out money from
Money.
Africa.
Hmm.
So what does that
Right.
really say? It is just telling us that the way the rest of the world is treating Africa is like we are the cash cow.
Well, I think there's an issue with the fact that there's too much tribalism to actually have the central banks want to work with you. I think they think there's too much turmoil within. I mean, complete regimes can be taken down very quickly, and the situation on the ground, if I'm not mistaken, it seems to be to me that there's division, much strife that is being applied upon normal everyday citizens within the countries of Africa. And so, I mean, yes, PayPal should be understanding that they have an obligation to equalize the playing field. And if they don't want to do that, I think that they're doing is saying that there's certain areas of the economy that will not make it fair for Africa to play with, and they can make rules. And just recently, Nigeria said to Twitter, said, no, if you say things like this, we're going to have to stop it. And these are the bigger social issues that are lying within. And I think that a lot of times when you speak about Africa not being played to being fair, being on the same playing field. I think the reason why is because once again, colonials, an imperial form of colonialization is what we call the global elite. And it's a little too late for us to play games with them on YouTube anymore. We cannot just sit around and talk about it. We have to take action. And so I think what your subject of the day is so intriguing because we need to work around this. We need to find a better way. And like you said, sending money through PayPal is not going to be it's not going to be our objective. We have to have something more like SendWave. SendWave is much more appropriate, but people don't know about it. And then yes, we can use super chat and we can use things like that to keep the show supported. But the big problem is that in the West, we don't look at Africa as a benefit to our economy, and so we still look at it as something that is, we give billions of dollars of foreign aid to Israel, and we don't have foreign aid, in the same sense, because as Middle East goes, Africa is the same. It's the same. There's division, and Africa wants their own sovereignty, but at the same time cannot figure it out for themselves. And I think that's the problem.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, let's welcome Dr. Ojo. Oh my God. It's been a while we have Dr. Ojo here, and it has been based on his engagement in some other countries as a military man. We are so happy to have you back
Me
on
too.
this planet.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jim. Good to see your face again. It's been a while.
I am so glad to see you.
Yes, sir.
So, to start with, what we are talking about today is a conversation that we all need to contribute and talk about. But we have a comment here from Karen Klein. Karen Klein says a lot of the aid and food that we send to Africa gets taken by the warlords, and never gets to the intended destination, and they may sell it for money to buy weapons. Okay, I'm not going to dispute that with you, but I think your aid that you're sending to Africa, you might have been sending it through the wrong set of persons. You might have been sending it to the wrong association, and you might have been sending what is not the real solution provider. Imagine you sending money for the education in schools that our youth get to the school and they still come out to line up to become unemployed. Do you have a situation whereby you are sending aid and your aid is not in the area of production? So please,
Exactly. And
I
you
will
know,
really,
and the reason why is because the United Nations runs our foreign aid policy, and the United Nations dictates how the money's spent, and they're not the ones that are getting the money. They're the ones gathering it. They gather the money. The UN is setting all the examples of what they call a policy for Africa, and Africa seems to be only getting worse.
you know what I would say. Look, if we look at all the so-called aids that people are claiming that is coming to Africa and the likes of them on this channel, all the help, all the assistance we have given so far to these youths that has transformed their life and is giving them the opportunity to make money, to take care of themselves, all the help, I don't think they're up to 4 million. And when I mean 4 million, I'm talking of naira. You understand?
Because you have an account.
All the support that we have given to this youth that has transformed them from being so porous and being so open to being used as enemies of the state. Every help that we have, all the help that we have done so far on this channel, they are not up to 4 million. And 4 million naira is less than how many? Is less than Mr. Ojo, 4 million naira is less than $10,000.
Yes.
It's less than $10,000.
Yes,
And
it's definitely less than.
So, and we've gotten results that is way back. So when I begin to hear people talking about millions of dollars coming to Africa, I begin to ask myself, have you really sat down to use your brain and not the paper in your hand to think? Because if you use your brain to think, this money you are sending, you claim you are sending to Africa, what is the impact? What is the evidence of where it's going to? So if is one thing to give, and it's another thing to give with the right mind. If you are giving with the right mind, it will end up in the right purpose because you will monitor where your giving is going to. If your giving is larger percentage of your giving is going to education, the normal system of education of how to speak English and write it down, then you might not have any impact in this country or in the continent of Africa, because what actually determines the balance of payment, what actually determines the balance of trade, what actually ends up as the help, as the improvement to human standard of living, is not in the ability to read and write the foreign languages. Is based on commerce, and it is only commerce that can transform any society. I'm going to play some videos today, although I'm going to mute them. As we are talking, you just be seeing them by the side. You see that Africa is giving a whole lot to the world, and yet is not getting anything back. Whatever we are getting is just figures of speech in terms of money. We are hearing billions of dollars coming to Africa. We are not seeing results. Our youth are getting out
frustrated.
Yeah.
I had a first-hand information and contact with the youth last week. The guy was actually frustrated. He's a graduate. He's still working elsewhere. If you hear the ridiculous amounts they paid him as a graduate, and he said he has series of siblings lie down at his back. He was really in pain. He was really tiny, and he said he thinks people will not be going to school again. He said there was a musician that sang 10 years ago, and people started loving music because they said if we are singing and we are making it, people will love music. They will come. And that's why you see that youngsters are going into music, because they see that there is a way there and they are making it. And he now said, but if education, it's not paying, like 30, 50 years ago, those that were educated in Africa, they were the best. You see them in their best cars and everything. It was really paying. But now They spend all the money to go to the universities and everything, and they come out, there are no jobs. They give them menial jobs. Can you see, like they're paying them like they are gatesmen, like they are this. That's what they do, paying them. And the guy was really, really frustrated. I had to be. He was now saying, "Do I think he's having negative energy? As in, do I think he's bad?" Or I said, "No, I'm empathetic. I've gone through a lot in life. I know you're not bad.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
just
because
what you're
yeah,
going through."
yeah, because philanthropy has gotten corrupt, and what they want to make it, they want to virtue signal everything to make themselves look like they're doing something proper when they're really actually trying to corrupt. And it's basic. And once again, I'm going to ask Dr. Ojo about the United Nations policy. Um, they gather many. It's not just the United States; it's many nations that are supposed to be gathering funds for Africa and be united in an effort. We're in 2021, Dr. Ojo. Where does the United Nations stand right now when it comes to dealing with Africa?
Oh, that's a good question. I can't say I don't really know. Um, but if I look at it vividly, I don't think they are closer to where they are supposed to be in part of their contribution to Africa. Not that they are not trying or not that they have not done anything, but from my own perspective, I think they know the right thing to do and they know the solution to Africa's problem. But the question is, are they actually interested in helping Africa solve those problems?
Right.
Even though majority of those problems are caused by them, not just by the European nations, but by most of these Western nations. The way Africa find itself right now, they are not free from blame for those things that are happening right now in Africa. Because I mean that's leadership problem. And if they are right there, cutting short, dictating, and saying this, like moving the economy left and right, so they definitely have input. They have what to contribute to either help or if they don't want to. So that's the way I look at it. But we also have to also look at it from the angle that Africa itself, they have their own genuine problem, which is lack of leadership and accountability.
Yeah.
Lack of leadership and accountability. So, and then if we look at it from the angle that, okay, this United Nations, they are contributing this in millions of dollars, wherever they are giving to Africa, right? What is Africa doing with it over the years? But I still blame it on them because as a leader, right, if you, it's just like a father in a home, right? When you put money down for a project, right, you want to actually know what where the project is, if the money
Right.
is being used for that project, what's the outcome of it? Because from the very beginning, you would definitely have like what the expected outcome should be. And if that outcome is not coming forth, then that's when you start holding people accountable, right? That's where accountability comes into place, right? But in a situation where you don't even care about what the outcome is, or even if anything is done or whatever, then that become bad leadership, right? So that's why I can't say they are completely free, even though Africa has its own genuine problem, which is lack of leadership and accountability. But accountability also, we can also blame it on the European nation as well, because they are not doing good. They're not doing justice in that regard. And
And,
if you
and in
notice,
the next couple of years, you don't see anything changing, do you?
changing, yeah, I don't see anything changing so far.
In the next couple of years, just a couple of years.
In the next couple of years, so now, because I was watching some of so during the NSAS protest and all the massacre that happened, so the European nation I think it was in England or wherever. They set up a committee, right? And I was watching, I was listening, and they kind of making some move if they follow through with it, trying to like come into the picture to start holding people accountable. And on that in that parliament that was set up, I saw a lot of African in there. Most of them that probably have never even been to Nigeria, but they are
Right.
descendants of Africa that are born, that are in position, like in their legal system, in their parliament
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I can see like the way they were talking, the way they were deliberating, and their contribution, because they feel that passion that, oh, these are our parents, these are our ancestors, these are our grandparents, wherever. So that kind of move, eventually in the future, if they continue in that path, maybe it can bring results. Maybe it can lead to them holding African nation leadership accountable for some of those. But right now, I still can't really see that happening anytime
Yeah.
soon. Like maybe not in the next 10 years.
Yeah, nothing looks. So Deo and Joke, does the when you see, like, you go out and you see people every day, I mean, when you go out there and you meet people, I know that there's millions of these people that you could be helping. What do you say to yourself on a daily level when you say there's a disconnect between the government and the policies that are supposed to be helping? Like, foreign nations are supposed to be helping, but where's the disconnect?
Okay, to start with, when you say disconnect, I don't think even disconnect is the right word for it. Non-existence of connection. Non-existence.
Connection.
Non-existent, as in zero. For example, okay, to answer your question and to link it up with what Dr. Ojo just said, let's take, for example, what this madam just said now. This is Joe Yona. I sent you money via PayPal. They would not allow us to use US or Canadian dollars. I had to send euros. Were you able to access the fund? Now, these are the kind of questions that I feel people that are giving to any so-called foundation, to any country, to be asking you, because these are the little fund, the money that you suffered for. If at all the United Nations or what have you, they really have the interest of the continent at heart, they are supposed to ask people, they are supposed to ask the leaders that they are handing over this money to, that what is the bottom line? Where is the fund getting to? What is the achievement from such fund? Like what she is asking now, the amount that she sent in euro was part of what we used to travel down to go and assist those youths. You understand? I can't say specifically now because we had some contributions and this, so we went to the villages to assist. That is how you will find out. And we have them in our account record. We have committees, of which even Dr. So many people are part of the committees. I don't want to be mentioning our committee members. They are part of the committees here. So many of them are even online here. They follow up on this, and we have monthly reports, monthly accounts given to them. We have accountants that is even not from our continent, that is helping us to manage so that we monitor everything well. Now, the point of disconnection is where people, let me not say people, when the so-called government or whatever they call them, okay, whatever they call themselves, whatever they call themselves, because we are just trying to be careful, we don't want to be antagonistic to anybody here. Whatever they call themselves, if you receive funds from the United Nations, from any part of the world, you are saying that you are using it to impact the society. Come and show us what you have used it to achieve. Let people come out. Let us see those that you have used the fund to impact positively. I just told you that since almost how many this now, for this while that we have started this moving about to impact the life of this youth, we don't just delete because we have just little fund. The little fund we give out, we will not give you our fund and now sit back without monitoring you. We ask you the question, what have you been doing per week? Send us videos of your progress, because number one, we are not going to add we are not going to hand over the fund into your hand directly. We will pay your trainer. We'll pay your trainer so that your trainer will be training you. You will be sending videos to us so that we'll be able to monitor that you are learning what you claim to learn. For example, this last week, I think I did a live stream where I discovered on the street, because we go to the villages, we go to the streets where people are really suffering. On the street, I found this young boy. Sorry for this word, I'm just trying to let you know how the guy was. A cripple, a so-called cripple. He walks on his bare hand. So he uses his hand to support himself, maybe as a result of one childhood disease or the other, maybe polio or what have you. Now, I discovered that, okay, let's help you. Go for training. We will pay for your training. Now, after telling the young boy that we are going to support, the foundation is going to sponsor his training so that it can be better in life. I don't believe in people begging. I'm not expecting Africa to continue to beg. Dr. Joe, would you be surprised that since that day, because when the boy was going, I handed him over 1,000 naira note, my own money, not even foundation now. I took out 1,000 naira note, I gave to the young boy. I said I don't want him to be begging. We want to empower him so that he can continue to sustain himself.
He said he wants to learn computer.
He said he wants to learn computer training so that he can be able to do graphic works and the likes. And I was already planning, I was even telling my wife some things that I would have loved to engage the guy after his training. Would you know that the first appointment, he didn't show up? I was to take him directly to where he's going to learn so that I make sure that he's actually learning, and I pay directly to the trainer. He didn't show up. Second, third day, that was when I was calling, he wasn't picking my calls, only for him to call me some days later, thinking that I'm one of those fools that will just be handing over money to him, that he's not feeling fine. I should, if I can send money. I said, sorry, our foundation doesn't operate like that. Because we don't give money in our foundation. We give you what we help you to make money. We now fix an appointment again, second time, to go and enroll. Till date, the guy has not showed up. So what am I trying to bring out from the story? And you know what? Immediately we did the story about the young boy. Somebody has already volunteered. Someone's already volunteered to pay for his training. I just told the woman, I said, just hold on with your money. Because C, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 that I noticed about this young boy, he still have this, like somebody that has been infected with begging spirits. If there is anything like begiology. So, and as such, I don't see him as somebody that is ready to work until that is addressed before we can now go and pay for his training. So if the United Nations wants to give financial assistance to Africa to ensure that it really gets out of the challenges, you need to monitor what you are putting your money into. And I make bold to say this, everyone on this channel that has contributed to support our channel, that has contributed to support our foundation, please ask us what we are doing with your little contribution. Ask us, always ask us, that we should show you what we are doing with your contribution. There's another case. I did a program when I traveled to Badagry, what's it called? Yes. The slave trade zone. I saw people, I saw children, I saw youth that are seriously impoverished. I'm just being honest here. I'm not siding anybody. I'm exposing what everybody is doing wrong, and we need to correct ourselves. You know, I brought out some youths there, and someone from the Caribbean island, a woman from the Caribbean island, our very good friend.
We bought a machine for one of the youths there. And they were we bought a machine for one of the youths in Badagry, as in the slave trade center, that were suffering. So we now said we're going to get to the rest, because the foundation could not afford to buy all their machines, all they needed at once. So a woman from the Caribbean island saw it and said, I want to donate a machine to another youth at Badagry. So the one we bought the machine for, we kept calling, send in your work, send in your work. Because if you don't send in your work, we're not going to be able
No,
to.
no. The sorry, let me correct that. The one we bought the machine for sends us our work. You understand? She's an orphan.
Yes.
She is an orphan. She sends in her work. Now, when this other woman saw that we already used the foundation money to buy one machine for one of the 4 that are into fashion, she said, "Oh, I want you to go back there, help me buy
A machine.
another machine for another girl in that Badagry." She sent the money, but you know what? She sent the money for the machine and one other thing.
Nurse to help
Okay,
a nurse.
she sent in another amount of money to help that nurse girl that we are assisting, that youth that is training as a nurse and also working as a fashion designer. Now, because that other nurse was that youth that is being trained as a nurse that we are supporting is very, very active. We are seeing what she's doing with what we are sending to her. With the money we are sending to her, we are seeing it. So we sent the money for that one. But this other one that we are supposed to assist in Badagry, we asked them, send in your work. Let us see your work. They did not send us their work. So we did not buy the machine for them.
We are waiting for them.
We are holding on to the money. Not because you said we should just send machine to someone. We'll just send machine to a very non-productive person. No, we don't operate like that. That is called accountability, is to make sure that the fund, the support is getting into the right hands. So if you are saying you are...
You have to be with the Cetros Foundation, you have to be the diamond in the rough. You have to stand out. You have to be able to understand that if you're not going to perpetuate the vision, it's not going to happen. You have to really, really, really dig deep to be a part of the Cetros Foundation.
Thank you very much. So what happened is that we now discover there was another lady in the north, in the far north. If you know how Nigeria is, the north is far away from where we are. There is another lady in the north. She's so accurate. She's sewing perfectly, and she's in school. She's in school. She's looking for how to assist herself. The money that the Caribbean island woman sent, because we don't want to hold on to money that can be used to improve the life of our youth. The money that she sent, we use it to buy machine for that one in the north. Now, based on the fact that the woman has sent in the money
she wants Badagry.
That she wants Badagry. We are now, as a foundation now, when we now see somebody that is serious in Badagry, we'll now use the foundation's money to represent the money that our friend sent to buy the machine there. That is how to stimulate people to work. You don't just carry the little fund that is available to use to help people that are serious and release it into the hand of non-productive, no visionary person, and you think that we are going to get out of this wood. We are not going to get out of these challenges if we keep on taking money from the international donors and giving it into the hand of people that have no idea on where they want to be in the next 5 years.
The fact is, most people in Nigeria, not Nigeria, in Africa, they just want the hate. They just want you to be giving them. They don't really want to make anything out of it. So you don't support that. So you make sure that it's people that are really productive, that will do things with it, and you see the things that will grow the economy. So that's why we just have to quickly give that other one. And once we see them being productive, we'll now use the foundation money to buy the machine the Caribbean woman said we should buy. We're still going to use it to buy, because once you give us your word, once you say you want this for this person, we make sure we do it for that person. But in doing it, we make sure the person is productive. There was the case of a girl, we told you, maybe you go and watch her video. She's called Esther by name. We have to say it this night. She's an orphan. The mother died. The father died. She was crying, come and help me, this, that. We enrolled her. Before you know it, somebody sent us real money to buy her things she needs, machine, this, that. We enrolled her and she liaised with our trainer. They were deceiving us.
They
They
collided.
never knew we are
They collided.
designers. As in, for you to stitch a skirt, you stitch right side facing each other and you stitch correctly if you know about stitching. They were stitching sideways and showing us what. I said, do you think I'm not a professional designer or what? What do you think you're doing? And that was how we would have wasted that money. So we had to tell those that wanted to sponsor us that, see, we can't give her that money, because if we give her, we'll be wasting the fund. She's not interested. And do you know, she defaulted. Right now, she's no longer in our training list. She has defaulted. What we just missed was that we just paid little amount for our training. We did not buy her the machine. We didn't
So
continue
we
with
use
her.
the machine. We,
We
we
bought
use the
for
money
others.
to buy machine for someone else that is productive today. And that is how it should be done. You don't release fund into the hands of jokers that do not have passion about what they are even talking about.
I don't have a problem with that at all. I think what you did is the right thing. If you've got an unproductive, like a branch, when a tree grows, if it produces fruit, you want to harvest that tree. But if the tree doesn't produce fruit, you're not gonna get anything from it. So why even water that tree?
That's so true. But let me now come, because we started this talk from somewhere. Let me now come back to the financial gateway of Africa to the rest of the world. It is so pathetic. It is so discouraging that all they just want to do is to continue to take money, take resources out of Africa. And when it is time for inflow to come into Africa, that is when you now suddenly discover, oh, Africa is a fraud. Africa is a this. And you begin to bring in useless and unsensible blockades. You begin to tell us that you cannot take more than $500.
As in, for business, how do you meet up doing business in Africa that you have an international business? It's so frustrating.
You can imagine they begin to bring in all these limitations, and when politicians from Nigeria, from Africa, are siphoning billions from our continent into your continent, you are accepting it easily. In short, you even make it easier for them to do such transactions. But when it is now for inflow to come into Nigeria, inflows that would have been used to purchase one or two materials that will be used in further production in Africa, because Africa needs to understand this. If we must get out of this present day challenge, we must increase our production.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Ojo, what do you have to say to this?
All right. So larger blame goes to Africa for lack of leadership and for lack of accountability. A lot of blame goes to the United Nations and most of the Western nations for not holding African leaders, which I don't think they have, accountable for the contribution or whatever fund or donation they've been given to them over the years. And why I say if they have any is that because I'm still looking for the African leaders. I'm still searching. I was searching when I was there. Even now, I'm still searching. Maybe I will get one day. I don't know. Because what leader does is that we sacrifice. We go extra mile for others. That's what leadership is all about. It's not about us. It's about the people that are coming behind, right? And that's what has helped all these developed nations, because they could see farther than just today or tomorrow. They're like looking at what's going to happen in the next 10, 20, 40 generations to come. So somebody has to pay that price, right? We don't have people like that in Africa. So that needs to be
exactly.
That need to be fixed first. So what Central Foundation is doing now, that's leadership role right there. That's what a lot of them should be doing. People like Otedola, people like Dangote, people like Tinubu, Jagaban, people like, I can keep naming a lot of them. They are not doing anything. They could say, oh, they are doing this or that, but to me, I think they are not doing anything, right? So that's that. Now, when we look at it from the past, from the angle of the United Nations and other Western nations, right? We have a single person that can foot the bill for Africa. Just one single person that is so blessed that can foot the bills for Africa. And it's not only by giving money. The idea of giving money, I understand it when it comes to like foundation like this, that we know what they are doing and we are following it and they're actually doing stuff, right? But when it comes to like, some large amount of funds, some donation like that, it shouldn't be mostly in the form of liquid cash, because we already know
Right.
the problem of Africa,
Right. Because
corruption, right?
bribery. Because yeah, it's right. Because the bribery is it's so rampant there. You can't get around the bribery.
So
Yes.
true.
So it shouldn't be so that, and that's why from the beginning I said it's not that they don't know the solution or what to do to help Africa. It's because they are not ready to do it because of what they are benefiting. Because we know that, okay, this continent of Africa, which we have caused so much damage to in the past, even though it's not the people that are right now in leadership in the European nations and Western
Yeah.
nations that cause that problem, but their ancestor or their great grandfather, father and mothers caused a lot of all these problems. But
Producing
now
countries in
they
Africa.
could be used,
Welcome.
they could be used to help resolve the problem, in the sense that we know that, okay, they lack quality water. Why giving them money? Why not providing water? Right? We know that they lack education. Why not providing education, quality education? Right?
I,
We know
I,
they lack
yeah, yeah.
infrastructure.
It should just be called equality. I don't, and I just don't understand the United Nations sitting here going, "Oh yeah, we've been working for 60 years to bring Africa up to standards," but what it really does is take bribes. That's all it does.
Yeah, they give the millions of dollars to people that in days or weeks after they giving them, they bring it back to them
Yeah,
to buy property, to invest, to put in their banks. There are some
yeah.
people. I
It's
was
called a
listening to
kickback.
I was, when based on some of my research, which I can challenge us to also go online and research on the parliament that was set up for NSAS protests and all the death and the massacre that happened around that period. The United Nations set up a parliament. They set up a parliament to look into it, right? We can all go and do research to listen to watch that, right? They frankly confirm and attest to the fact that they are at fault, in the sense that some of their citizens, some of them set up some fake banks that these uh, uh, wicked African, which I wouldn't call them leader, personnels, or some people,
Right.
you know, used to siphon those money from Africa to their country. They
Yeah.
have they have some
Yeah.
banks that are not legitimate over there
Yeah.
in the United Nations that help them move those money to
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
country.
Yeah. In Africa, all the politicians, I call them a laundromat because that's all they do is wash money.
Right.
That's all
So
they
they move
do.
the money over there, and they are so happy because, I mean, they use the money to better their economy, right? They use the money to do their road infrastructure, technology, and everything, right? Now, when the time comes now for Africans to move money back to Africa, or people from even that are not African to support Africans to move money to Africa so that Africa can develop, they are looking at you. As I am like this, I can tell you that I know it, because every time I send money, they are always looking at me. They are always watching. All kind of, I can tell you, like, all kind of heat. Like, they make it so difficult. I have money in so many accounts that some of them I just, you know what, I'll just leave it there, like, whatever. One day I'll come back to it, because it just makes it so difficult. You have limitation, you have a restriction, you have this, you have. I'm like, bro, I have family over there. Like, I came from there. I have the rest of my family very big. They're out there. I'm the only one here right now. What? I'm gonna watch them to die or to starve? I know what it costs for me to get here. So those are the problems that we are facing, and it's because of what they are benefiting from that part of the continent, which they are not ready to stop right now.
Do
And the
you
thing
think
is
it?
that
Do you think it's practical that a grassroots level, do you think it's practical that someone like the Cetros Foundation has a chance at like actually getting within a community, changing maybe 200-300 people within a community, or do you look at it like where the government is so vastly corrupt that you could only take what you're given?
So yeah, I know I can see future with Central Foundation. I can see future. We got to pray for them anyway, because whether they will like it or not, we have a lot of enemies. Because there are a lot of enemies, a lot of people that do not they're not just happy with anything good, right? Africa has a lot of enemies, whether we like it. They have their own. They serve as their enemy, and they have other external enemies. So that is just a fact, right?
Is that
But
religious though? Is that a religious thing?
No, no.
It's not
real.
religious.
Fact.
It's
Okay.
fact.
It's
Facts.
Okay.
fact. It's not religious.
I just
not
wanted to
religious.
make sure. I just wanted to make sure.
No, it's not religious. It's not religious. It's fact. Yeah, it's fact. It's real. So, but I can see future and with the Central Foundation. I can see future in that, because these lives that we are changing, with all these young ones, those mentorship and coaching we are giving them, if they can embrace that and run with it and duplicate that.
So how do I get you to? How do me and you? How do me and you connect? I'll give you my number in the private chat here, but how do we get this GoFundMe page started?
Yeah,
Because I think you're the right person to. I wanted to do it, and Dale gave me the graces to do it, but I said no. I say it's you, because you have a degree, you have the experience.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to do with degree, though. Anybody can do a GoFundMe. Most people
I know,
do.
but no. But what I'm saying is, it's important that the person that represents the GoFundMe is someone like you, compared to me.
Why though?
I think there's an obvious reason. I think there's an obvious reason.
I'm not going to put my degree there.
All right.
Anyway,
All right.
So so that's just the bottom line, that I can see future. I can see hope. I can see a lot of life transformed through Central, and I can see that those children, with time, if they can run with this passion and this model that we are placing in their hands, they can. The whole environment can be transformed. It's probably going to take a little while. So, but there's future there.
So you have hope. Yeah, you have hope. Okay.
I do have hope. I do have hope for Africa. I do have hope for Africa.
It's amazing to see the stories that Dale puts out. His content is consistent, and I don't understand how we actually sit around here in America thinking that we have a problem with politics and little things like this, but real life issues in Africa are if I'm not mistaken, real life issues are not getting better. They're actually getting worse. Yeah.
Jim, youths are actually getting frustrated. Let me tell you.
Yes.
I go out let me tell you this story, please. I have this first-hand story. My mother-in-law, a sister, so she sells puff. What do they call it? She sells puff. Do you know puff? I would like call it.
She sells snacks.
She sells snacks.
Popcorn.
So she sells snacks to children, elementary school children, within the ages 2, 4, 5, 7, 10. So She was one of these days, some weeks back, she was selling in the morning. So there was this 7-year-old boy that came with his younger brother. Do you know that right now in schools in Africa, in some schools in Africa, the children to eat, to do anything, there's real hunger. Their parents don't give them food to school. They have just very small food. I have a relative that runs a nursery school. She told me that these children don't come to school with food. They are always hungry. They bring very little food. So this boy, the two children were going, and they brought out 20 naira. How are we going to quantify it? It's less than a cent. It's very
Very
20
small
naira.
amount of sense.
Very small amount of cents. I don't know the 0.00. So they gave this boy that amount to buy to buy that snack to take to school. So when the boy got to the person selling, he brought out the money, and the person gave the boy very little because everything is really very expensive now in Africa. So as they gave the boy the little snacks, do you know what the boy said, Dr. Joe?
Well,
The boy said, "What type of world is this?
What type of life
Life
is
is this?
this?"
I'm tired of this life."
A 7-year-old boy
7-year-old boy.
lamenting on the street that
James,
I
did you
did.
hear?
Yes, yes. I had to
The
shut the
0
camera off.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
repeat myself.
it's a. This is what kills me about like when it's a lack of concern that is so like the word is called apathy, where people are lack of empathy. They have only apathy, and this apathy just builds and grows where they look at somebody as somebody who's like a a victim, and then they don't have enough empathy to make the difference, but they have the ability to like care but not follow through. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, let me tell you, let me complete the story. So when the person selling now saw that the boy was shouting, said, "What's the matter?" The boy said he was tired of this life, crying. I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "Is this what they are going to eat?" He now brought this. The woman now said, "Didn't they give you what to eat to school?" The boy now brought out the stuff, very tiny thing, and they were just to take that snack with it. The boy was just saying, "What type of life is this? I'm tired." So the woman selling the snack now gave them times 5 of it. Now said, gave the boy times 5 of it, and was now trying to call the partner. The person that told me the story, I was down. I stood up. I was crying. I said, "Please, anytime you have such stories, call the boy." They could not get the contact of the boy. Call the boy. Let me know that boy. Let's have the contact of such boys. Let's have the contact of such children. Let's see what can be done to help such children. Because
Doctor
if you see a 7-year-old boy saying that, what if bad people goes to that boy and says, "Take this, do this bad thing to get
Dr.
this"?
Ojo,
Is the boy not going to do it?
Dr.
Is that
Ojo,
not
will you mute? Dr. Ojo, your
No, no,
typing
no, no.
is will you
I'm
mute,
not.
please?
Am I muted?
Yeah, no, your typing is bothering me. I can't hear what she's saying.
That was not me. That was the Cetro talking.
No, mute. You're typing. I can hear your typing.
No, I'm not. But
Are you not typing? Okay.
Okay, hello. Let me just come in here. From the story she just said, the painful thing is that
we didn't get the contact
we couldn't get the contact of
of
that
that boy.
7-year-old boy, and it pained me so much because if
Yeah.
a 7-year-old boy is already frustrated at age 7 because the food they are giving to this boy to take to school, to the so-called school where he's supposed to pay attention in the class,
Oh yeah.
cannot even sustain a
His brain.
dog. Cannot
Oh,
the
he'll be
food they
in jail
give.
by 16. Yeah, I mean, if they're not careful, this is the type of where this is how you build a demoralized society. That's how you build it. Is you demoralize the 7-year-old from even thinking he has a chance.
So at the end of the day, do you now know what happened? The the lady that now gave the boy the large sum of food that will be okay for them, do you know who the person is? My aunt.
Your auntie?
My aunt.
Oh, God bless her heart.
Now that's good. God will bless her heart. But let me tell you, this my aunt is not even a rich person.
She's managing.
She's struggling. I was part of those. I was part of.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If anybody, I'm sorry, Dale. Anybody who wants to, I'm gonna put a super chat in. If anybody wants to match, let's match. Let's throw in some dollars here. If anybody wants to match me, I'll throw $10 in on the super chat. So go ahead, Dale. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want to let you know, like and share. Everybody share this video and like it, please.
Okay. So based on, why did I mention that is my aunt? Because I know her story. I know what she's personally going through herself. I know what it, even for her to rent the new place that she's staying now, I had to help to join to contribute for where she's staying now. I said all this to say this: you don't need to be rich to be able to make impact in the life of these youth that are around you in Africa. You can only help when you have the right mindset to help. It's not until you have billions of dollars in your account. And I just hope, I just hope and I pray that one of these days she will be able to locate that young boy, so that as a couple we can take care of him. We can see how to, maybe if the parents are not working, how to like get them trained in a craft or the other that can be helping them get money to feed their children.
Please, let's answer.
Okay,
this.
I think that there is a question. No, you need to get it. He said, Sherry McLary says, listen, if the money is given for that one, then give it that one. But if the donor says give it to the one worthy, then give it to whom you see fit for it. Every African rob of their inheritance by colonizati. And yeah, let me respond to this. You are very correct. On this, what we do on this platform is that when you say give this particular money to this particular youth,
that's what we do.
That's what we do. But when we find out that the youth you want us to assist, to give the money to buy the machines for, is not a serious youth, we will hold on to the money. We will not give it to that youth until we see changes. We'll monitor the youth for a while. If we see changes in the life of that youth, that's when we'll release the money. Otherwise, we'll just be like the people we are complaining of. Will not be seeing results on this channel. If you are consistent on this channel, you would have been seeing numerous results from this our youth and report. Because we give reports. Now, this particular this thing of the Badagry that I just mentioned, we still have the money to take care of that. But listen, I even went extra mile to call the chief, the local chief of that village, who happens to be my own uncle. I called him and I reported the matter, that I will not say because you are from my place, that those youth are from my tribe, because that's what is killing Africa. Segregation. Nepotism. So I will not say because you are from my tribe and somebody says we should render this help to the youths in your community, until I see what they are doing, until I see video evidence. I don't believe in picture. Anybody can snap picture of this and says that it's produced by me. I want to see you do it. Then I will know that now you need that machine. So the money is still available for help, because as a foundation, we contribute on monthly basis to assist these youths, of which Dr. Ojo is part of it. He sees our report on monthly basis and the likes of them. So with that being said, we are not going to give a dime
to anybody that is not performing. That's what we do. And once you send a donation, we make you know about it. Yeah. Like that Esther's case, we had to tell them it was our grand patrons that that wanted to help her. So we informed them, we showed them everything about her, that this is who she is, and it was a scam. God saved us from her. We would have been wasting resources that are not there for those that are not serious. In fact, you should just watch a video about her that we did. So we don't misappropriate. Whatever you tell us to do with it,
Yeah,
that's what we do with it.
And when we have not, when you give us this and we have not done it,
we are waiting.
We will wait.
Yes.
Immediately we do it, we will forward the video to you. We have all this on ground, but we cannot waste, because whatever you are sending to us, you are also struggling for it. You work for it. So the youths in Africa, they need to be trained, because that's why we are not training them just in craft. We are training them on their mindset rebuild, mindset, so that they have a proper mindset that can help them grow. I think there is a comment I would like to look at here. Maybe in the course of this thing, I will go through that comment. Somebody was talking about us in the doing a training, organizing asking if we organize training for these youths.
We do. We had our first quartile training in March.
Yes, please.
March, and we brought him. Mr. Joe was one of the resource.
Dr. Joe.
So sorry, sir. Please, sir. Dr. Joe was one of the resource persons, and they trained them on. In fact, sir, do you know that your training? My daughter was part of it. It even came in our exam in school, and she was able to pass. She said, "Who is one question like that?" Yes, of course. I said, "Thank God I was at that training." Yes. She said, I was the only one that got the answer. This, that. So we organized training. Wow. You saw the responses of those youths that they were saying, "You have changed our lives." These trainings, we organize trainings for them. We bring in resource persons we are not
both local and
internationally. Yes. So we train them. So we are still going to have our next quarter training for them. It's part of
to buttress on your question, the lady that asked the question on do we train? We have been doing training. It's not now that we started. We've been doing it even before we have the foundation. There is a lady that is commenting here, Faststyle Design. She was part of the training that we organized free of charge. Everything, all expenses catered for. She was part of the training, and now she's running a fashion business in a very good mode. So we do that training, and the essence of our training is not just, we don't just want to train you on how to make this. We want to train you on how to have character, responsibility, empathy, and all the likes of them. So, and thank God we have someone like Dr. Joe that is a guru in financial analysis and business management and the like. So he has been supporting us to train these youths. And if you are out there, everything is not about money. If you are out there, you are a professional in one way or the other that you think you can help impact our youth, we look forward to you coming to help us to train these youth either online or offline. And
most international trainers, they were virtually. All the training was even virtually. We just gathered the youth that were in Lagos, and those that were in other places, they stayed there and they were being trained. It was really a lovely time, and they are still looking forward to the next training. So we do have trainings for them. We make sure we know their area of calling. We make sure we monitor them and every other thing. So that's just it.
Okay.
So I want to read this quote real quick, if I'm permitted to.
Okay, sir.
All right. So I know a lot of people will listen to this live stream now or even later on in the future. So this quote says, "The time is always right to do what is right," and that's a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So the time is right now for everybody to help Africa. It is the time to help Africa now. Is the time, is the right time to help Africa, because Africa has contributed a lot to the development of the whole world. There's no one can dispute that fact that Africa and Africans have contributed a lot to the development of the whole world. Even the United Nations, the United States of America, name it, whatever that nation that is so powerful and so developed, right now or even in the past, there has been the input of Africans to that development. So now is the right time to help Africa. All these people who are hungry, who are poor, who are suffering, especially the youth. That's my own focus. That's my own. That's the cry that I cry every day. Is for those youth to not end up, having their life wasted. End up, on the streets or causing trouble, because we talk about all kind of crimes that Africans are engaging in, but we don't talk about the causes of those crimes. What led to those crimes? Why do they do those? It's because of all this frustration from childhood. A 7 years old is already frustrated about life. That shouldn't be. That's the future of a nation right there. If we've properly mentored and properly trained, that's the future of a nation right there, the kids. And they will end up contributing more problem to the entire world if we don't help them now. So now is the right time to help Africans. Now is the right time to allow resources to flow to Africa in a legitimate and the proper and the right way. So
There's
everyone
never
should
been a
sit
better
down and figure
time.
out
There's never been a better time than right now.
yeah, right
Never.
now. Yes.
Right now, there's never been a better time. If anybody's sitting there and they have stuff laying around, they can sell it and you can contribute. Use SendWave. SendWave works the best. I mean, if you want to, I have to ask Joe K. And did you get your PayPal statement yet? Because I think they take like 30%, right? Like, have you gotten a PayPal statement yet? I mean, from YouTube, from the super chats yet?
I didn't get that well.
Have you received any money from super chats?
Yes. We received the first one this month.
Okay, and the percentage
We've
they
not
took
even,
out. The
we've not
percentage
even
they
collected
took out. How
You
much
said?
did they take out? How
They
much?
take
30%.
30%, 30.
That's a
30.
lot.
Okay.
They take 30% from it. So
But did the Nigerian government take more?
not really, no.
No. Okay.
No. So Sharon Taylor says, I'd like to match that $10. Please provide an address. I'm also interested in solution. How can you find the right candidates for your training programs? Okay.
Sharon, that's what they specialize in. They find the right people. That's what they do.
Okay. Let me tell you, Sharon, how we find the right candidate for our program is that we look for youths that are really, really, really poor. Poverty is not an hidden thing. It's something that without use of words, you can know who is poor or not. And that's why we go to them, we go to their homes, we go to their villages, we travel down to different villages in Nigeria and Africa also. Now, Africa is on the list. If not for what is happening by now, we should have been in some African countries. But presently, we have representatives in 2 African countries that will be helping us to do that till when we'll be able to travel down to some of those African countries. So we go to the villages, then we go to the streets. That, when you talk about street, there are some areas in Nigeria, for example, that that the less privileged, the masses, the poor masses are there. We'll go there. We look at youths that are responsible, but their parents are financially poor, that do not have means of learning a particular craft. Mind you, we don't give out money to anybody. We don't give out money to any youth. What we do is that we ask them what they want to become, what they enjoy to do, what kind of craft or skill do they like to learn. And as a result of that, we tell them to go and look for a training center around their vicinity, around their homes, because transportation might be an issue for them if their training center is far. So what we do is will now pay directly into the account of the trainer, and every week they continue to send us reports in terms of character and learning, because we are interested in those two. That's how we get these youth, and they can either be youths that single parents, or maybe both parents are dead, or both parents are not properly employed, and the likes of them. So that's how we get the youth, and we verify them, so that
and
when
we
we
make sure that they are diligent, they
yeah,
are really serious at it. So we test them, we put them through tests.
yeah,
So if we find out that they are not really interested in, because some will tell you, I want to do this, like we've had 2 defaulters since we started this foundation. 2 of them have defaulted. So, but so many
out
out
of
of
over
what,
40
40 or 50, more
youth,
than that,
yeah.
only 2 have defaulted. So once we see that they are not really interested in it, we don't go with them. But once we see that they have passion for it, we'll go and empower them and even get them their needed tools and
And we
machines.
also commit them, so that they make commitment that at the end, when they are stabilized, they also pass on the help by
And
empowering 3 other African youths
youths.
that are not their family members,
And
and empower them, train them in the craft that we have paid
they've
for.
started doing it. Like we have a bag
Yeah,
manufacturer in the village somewhere in Nigeria. She's already training another person. There's a girl that we empowered in the village. She's into hairstyling. She has already picked up 3 other
yeah.
youths now. She's training them. It's just that our village is so remote. Our videos, we still spoke with her
Mhm.
last week. She said she will try sending in her videos. She's having challenges. She has already picked up 3 other young Africans, and she's already training them also. So that's how to pass on the training.
Okay, Melissa Bodilon says, I've been crying about one dad since very little girl. Why do they go hungry in Africa and in China and other countries? I live in America, I'm in 50s. I would ask, okay, I'm going to tell you why people go hungry. Do you know why people go hungry? Because, especially, I'm going to speak for Africa. In Africa, people go hungry because they do not have means of livelihood. And our government, unlike your own government, please let me make it clear. Our government, unlike your own government, they don't provide for the poor. There is nothing like social security here. If you are hungry, you better be dead or alive on your own. So, and that's why you see our youth
See,
going
Jim,
into
as is
crime,
it,
because
you know,
so many of them, they are hungry. There is no support from the government because the government is poor. Uh, that you understand
we're
the meaning of
having a
what I when I
competition.
say the government is poor. Let's just put it like that. The government doesn't have enough money to support them, but some people in the government have enough money to siphon the money from the country out.
Please,
So that is why people are poor. And people are poor in Africa. People are hungry in Africa because the parents do not have the means of livelihood. They don't have work that will give them money to buy food stuff and the likes in Africa. And currently now, another thing has been added to the reason why people are poor in Africa is the fact that the farmers are being attacked on their farmland, and there is insecurity on their farmland. So food production is reducing. So that is a terrible situation that is going on presently now. But we are not part of those that will just come and tell you stories. That is why we are doing our best to train these youth in numerous crafts and skills that can help them make money to take care of themselves. And we also train them
and
in
we want to
character.
also leave the government as a constant.
Yeah.
As in, please, we just want to make our own stand known on this platform. We are just for solutions. We are not for complaints. So we most times we tend, maybe if you are writing about government, we don't, because whatever you can change, you just hold it as constant. So we hold the government as constant. So we try to work on ourselves and people all around, good people all around. So let's start it. Let's start the change with us, with me, with you. So by the time the change is really it's going round, it will get to the top. So we don't like to.
You know the funniest stuff, Jane. I'm going to say this. See, I have this vision, and we are getting there very soon. I have the vision that whatever, I'm really watching what is going on in some developed countries and the likes. And that is why I'm not bothered about complaining about the government. I'm learning the good part from the Western countries and what have you. I can assure you that in the nearest number of years, there is going to be a whole building. This one is not rent. We are going to buy a complete building. That's my belief. Where we are going to have these youths that are destitute, that are not this thing, that they will be able to walk in, have a meal, you understand? Have a meal, then go for whatever they need to go for in terms of training, in terms of working and the like. That's how we can improve. But presently, we are working on how to get them and skilled, if there is a word like that, how to get them trained and empowered. So that's that on that. Then which runner says we have homeless children all over US who go hungry when they are not in school. My okay, your country feed them in school. Okay, my country Florida is so poor that they now give all children free lunch to take away the stigma. So you see, we don't have that in Africa here. So if any child is hungry, is at his own risk. So, and that's why people like us do not just sit down and watch. Sometimes almost okay. Okay. Sharon, I like to match. Okay. Please provide. Okay. He said, please provide an address. Okay. Sharon, I don't understand.
You can send
okay,
PayPal.
let me send you our PayPal. Our PayPal email address is, if you, since you asked for the address, for anyone who want to support the foundation, these are our PayPal accounts. petrosfoundation@gmail.com. So that's our PayPal. I've just typed in our PayPal address there. So then I think Sharon is responding to you, Jim. That's why he says he's matching the $10 with that.
Okay.
So we've sent her.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Jim is just taking his vegetables. We are doing competition.
So
you started late today. I'm hungry.
Oh, so sorry.
So, but we want to be starting
so
this time.
You know what? We want to be starting this time.
Okay.
Function.
Because we have another function on Sunday. So we want to be starting around 10:30. So
okay. That's like that's like 2 o'clock my time, I think.
Oh, that's great. But it's also nice watching you eat.
Yeah. I've got to keep my brain working.
Yes. And that's why we have some snacks here.
Dr. Joe, you are invited, sir.
Right, thank you so much.
Oh, do you have some chips? You want to share them with us?
Yeah. Yes, chips.
Dr. Joe? Yeah, get some chips. You have something
I got
to
chips.
This hot dog for you and some chips.
That's good. That's good.
So
That's nice.
I think okay. Now Karen says, don't forget that many tribes were fighting each other and are still fighting, and some tribes were selling other tribe members to Europeans and Arabs. Okay, all this.
Oh, what is that supposed to mean? I want to know more about that. What is that supposed to mean?
No, I think Karen is talking about the past slave trade that has brought Africa into what is presently going through. So, okay,
is there any one nation responsible for the slave trade, though? I don't think it's just one nation, right?
No. It's both parties.
Right. Okay.
Agriculture needs to be developed in each community. You need seeds and a water supply. Send people to the colleges that teach about agriculture and then bring them
Yeah, that's
back
my
to
biggest
teach the
thing. Yeah,
community.
that's my biggest thing, Karen. I'm all about more about. In a sense, it's like throwing. Like, okay, what would you rather have somebody do? Technology and become a bean counter, or would you rather have them provide nutrition so people could be healthy all the time and then yet learn from that because they're healthy? Yeah, I'd rather just be somebody who is a farm. I think farming is the most noble of all jobs.
Yeah, yeah.
Teaching and teaching as well.
Okay, teaching. Okay,
Yeah.
I think we have someone here. Claudia Emmanuel says, I will match $25.
Oh, in the super chat, put it in the super chat.
Okay, Claudia, thank you. You can put it in the super chat so that let's have that. Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to contribute monthly. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, Sharon is saying that she would like to contribute monthly. Africa is worth it. We really appreciate you. So you have our PayPal, we have our PayPal account, and please, whatever whatever you are donating, whatever you are donating to us, help us so that we'll be very, very accountable.
Specify.
Specify what you want it used for. Specify what you want it used for. If it's
Sharon,
uh,
Sharon, I used to say, what every time I put a super chat in, what am I supposed to do? Specify it when I put it in a super chat? No, you can't specify everything what you want them to do with the money. You know what? You have to have trust in them, and that's all you need to worry about. You don't have to worry about anything else. Just if you don't feel like if you feel like you can't lose the money, don't donate it then. You know what I mean? People will contribute monthly, uh, want to give, and because we're having a snacks right now, we're enjoying ourselves. So you know, people put the super chats in. I just want to let them know is that it's more important that they get the super chats because it's guaranteed. It comes to them directly. They don't have to wait for it. It 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 just helps. It's even though they're taking 30%, it's still worth it.
wow. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate all those supporting us. And one thing you can be sure of is we'll be giving you feedback on the progress of these youths. And the best is really the best is really coming. I'm just trying to bring out some comments here so that we don't miss out any comments. In case you sent in a comment and I've not read through, you can kindly re-forward it. Okay. Every time I eat, I pray that it goes to all your bellies, bodies. When it goes in me, please, Lord Jesus, I pray. Yeah, Melissa, you are very funny. Thank you, Melissa. Oh, okay.
In
I'm
Ghana,
coming. I'm
in
coming.
Ghana, this comment.
Okay, I'm coming. Melissa, I can at least eat sometimes because I know people do not. Ah, wow, wow,
Yes, Melissa, I only eat once a day for that reason.
Yeah, I've
wow.
been
Yes,
there. I've been
once a
there.
day. Yeah.
I'm a live witness right here. I've been there. I can remember many times when I remember I shed tears, I cry when you just eat one day, one meal per day. I was
Hmm.
there. I know what it means to be hungry. I know what it means to have to reserve some just a portion of your meal to keep it
Mm.
because in the next few hours you're gonna be hungry and there's nothing, so you just have to save a little bit to eat. So I've been there. I know what it means to be broke. I know
Hmm.
what it means. Yeah, I've been there. I was born there in Nigeria. I was raised there. I know what it took me to get to where I am right now through the help of God. Time and
and,
money and
and you
hard work.
got and you got it and you went and you served in the military and guess what else you went and got a degree, right? You got a degree.
Yes, yes. So
And I
I
mean, so
know.
if Dr. Ojo can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
I know. I preach this message everywhere. Even when I was in my when I was doing my doctorate, taking my classes, I was like, the best thing anyone can do is to give back to the world. If God has blessed you, it's not just by your
Right,
power, it's for you to
right.
be a blessing to others. And that's
And
what
don't
I'm here for.
And sometimes I get a little angry at people that I know around me that are hoarding their money, and I don't like it, you know. And I can get a little snippy with them, you know, because they have more money than they need, more
Right,
more than they need,
right.
and they hoard it, and it just seems like they're not doing anything with it. They could be helping so much more, and I just, you know, but I don't like to judge, you know. I just can't, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to judge. They are judged already because if you have so
Yeah,
much and people around you, or even people that are far from you that you know are hungry and are not having someone to help them, and you have abundance and you don't help them, you already judge. So there's no need about somebody judging you. Already judge, you know. So we just need to we by ourselves can make the world a better place by, you know, helping others, by just
yeah,
showing love and kindness to others. It doesn't matter where they are, it doesn't matter who they are, you know. And
right.
it's not just about Africa alone, it's day
Yeah.
to day, day to day. When I went to visit my son in his school in Illinois, Springfield, Illinois, and I was impressed by what the school are doing. Before I left there, I gave them money.
Hmm.
They don't even want cash because they're like, oh, we're not going to take cash, I have to write them a check. So
Hmm.
it's a lifestyle. That's what God expects us. That's what the universe expects us to do, to be there for others. We have to make it an habit. So all those that are gonna listen to this now or later on, I want to make it a challenge to all of us that when we get that paycheck, when we get that money out of our sweat, out of our energy, we should remember that there are some people that do not even have the means to even work or even make the money, or they don't even have nothing to feed on or whatever. It doesn't matter where they are across the globe. We need to reach out to them. So it's a challenge to the richest people in the world. It's a challenge to the wealthiest nation in the world. It's a challenge that I'm putting out there for everybody that will listen to this later on. We have to change the world. We have to change the world. We are all women. We are born equal, and we have the same blood flowing through us. If you slice any human being, it's going to be blood that is going to come out. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how big, small, tall, where you are, either Africa or in the United States or the United Nations. It's the same blood that runs through our veins. We are all human beings. So we need to reach out to others and help them solve their problem and just help them. So that's just my message here for everybody.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
And you know, the most interesting thing is that I don't know how others feel, but whenever I give out from the little that I have, it makes me feel
Feel
this
joy.
like this sense of joy. Then I look at the reaction of those that I'm giving out to. Maybe their face is like this. Then when you just give out, you see their face just lightens up.
No.
And when I now move to the level of not just giving people money, but giving them hope in the sense that I meet with some families in the morning, and by night they already have their children that are wayward, that are not productive. They have their children now productive. They can now do something and earn money to take care of themselves and the family. And I see those boys that they are calling wayward, I see them now as being useful to the family. That gives me joy.
Well, I wanted to say something. Just my husband, some weeks or some months back, he was trying to do something to some of these African youths, trying to use from our own
Family money.
family money, and the money we had was very small, but he was anticipating that we'll get our supporters in, because, and you know, these times even the little support they've sent for this African youth, even before we get them at the bank in Africa, we go through a lot. At times the system, so I was now trying to use our own, the
Family
little
fund.
thing that we're managing. I said, he was just saying, I want to pay that one now, this money. I said, thank you, God bless you. You can do it, but please save our life first. Let us, as in, later I just said, this guy is really passionate about this thing. It's not a fake thing. It's not just Some persons just think it's a vlog thing that you just like to
Nah.
vlog about. So it's something that is in you. When you have the thing that you don't want to see others go through stress, and
Because,
you just even out of your way. Look at Dr. Ojo. Most times he goes out of his way,
yeah.
and Jim here, they go out of their way just to make sure when it's not convenient, just to it becomes part of you. You have a reason for living, and God will be sustaining you for that. Some days back, I just remembered when I was doing my NYSC. Jim, do you know what it's called, NYSC scheme? Do you know what it's called,
Youth
NY?
national service to the
National
country.
service to the country. We do that here in Nigeria. When you are through with your what they call university there.
Yeah,
When
university.
you are through with your university, you are going to send the motherland and be your fatherland for 1 year. So
as a youth, or
as a youth corper, yeah,
okay,
then I was 24 years. So they
yeah,
sent me to the north.
we have a thing like that called the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts of
Okay.
America.
Okay,
Okay.
so right there, they sent me to the north, to the northern part. I'm from the western part of Nigeria. So they sent me to the north. So right there, while I was in the north, you know what happened? There's what we call personal CDS. That time I was still young. I've not married. I've not met my husband. So there's what I call personal CDS. Can you hear now?
You can't
Does
hear.
anybody hear a typing sound?
Yes, we
Hear
are
that?
hearing, but we don't know. No one is typing.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay.
No one is typing. We can hear it, but no one is typing here. So as they sent me there as a young girl, do you know what happened? I just got there and they said personal CDS. In the north, people are really suffering. You see people with different diseases. There are so many diseases in the northern part of Nigeria and so many people suffering. So as a youth corps member, they were giving us stipends then. So as they were giving us stipend, I just gathered all the money. And you know, I never had a father. I came from a home. It was only my mother and other people that trained me. I never had anybody to sponsor me. So I decided, I said I was going to do something in that north. It's Kaduna State. So I worked in the Ministry of Education. So I met the commissioner, I met people. I just said I want to do a personal CDS. And as I was doing it, I just gathered all my money. Do you know what I did? I just remember, and I went to gather women and children, women and ladies. I went to get a fast.
My wife can give you details. Please summarize.
So that was how I got a trainer. I now trained them on how to make liquid soap, cream, and everything. People came and I trained them then. And before you know it, I went back in a week's time or 2 weeks' time. A woman was already making money from it. She said, "Look at what I'm doing. I'm selling now. I know how to make this." And that was how, when I was passing out, the state now gave me an award. So later, I've even forgotten for long. Later, I said, that means this thing has already been even in my blood before I met my husband.
And you know, why she was doing that? Why she was doing that during our own youth service? During my own youth service, I was busy traveling into the villages, conducting research. Maybe one of these, I will look for that book that I wrote.
It's there now. I have.
You have it. Can you get it?
But it's far.
Okay. I wrote a book that shows the mineral resources in a state in Nigeria called Nasarawa State. I discovered a whole lot and I was crying because I saw children stoning themselves with mineral resources. They do not even know what is used for. So the journey did not just start now. That's what we want to talk about.
Just like Dr. just said.
The journey is not just now. It's something that is inbuilt, and God has a way of making you feel the pain of others when you have gone through the challenges. I during the week, because of the week, I shared this story with us for those of you that joined the late live stream. Something happened last week, and if I remember, I still cry. I was somewhere and there was this little baby about 1 year plus that was rushed down, almost dying. Dr. Ojo, the family could not afford, the family of that baby, they could not afford medical care for their baby. They had to take the baby to the people we call Alagbo. the native medicine sellers, the herb sellers, and I was listening to their conversation. The herb seller said, "You need to take this and this." How much was it? 2,500 naira. That should be about $5. That was it was just $5, about $5 to take care of the life of their baby. Their baby was already gasping. Guess what? They told the woman that let them quickly go and source for the money. I held my hand like this. For $5 and your baby is dying this way. I rushed in. I said, please, oh yeah, I will transfer the money to you now. Give the baby what what the baby needs, the boy. Do you know that immediately they addressed this thing, they put the herbs into the mouth of the baby and the head. The baby woke Jack back to life and started sleeping. The mother was crying. The assistant to the mother that came with her, they were crying. They were just saying, thank you. I said, don't thank me. I now brought out my phone. I showed them the debit amount. What I did was I added 1,005 to the bill to tell them that they should use 1,005 to buy food for the baby to eat. They were so happy. But I now told them so that I wanted to pass a message to them. I now showed them my balance. By the time they deducted that 4,000 naira, they saw the little amount of money that was in that account. I said, so I did not give because I was rich. I gave because I have experienced something like this before. I now told them the story of our baby that died last year because we couldn't access funds on time to take her to the hospital, because in Nigeria hospital here, if you do not have your physical cash with you, nobody will listen to you. That was when they now sat back and they were like, what? So you passed through this and your baby died in the process? I said, nobody was there to help. Oh,
The body lights.
okay,
Yeah.
Dave, just a minute, please. Apologies for the light out. They brought the so I now told them that nobody was there to help us, and I cannot stand it to see another baby die of almost the same thing that happened to my own baby last year. This month of June 17th, made it 1 year that we lost our baby. Why? Because we did not have the money at hand. We had to go and queue because of whatever I don't want to mention, that they are saying people restriction in the banks. Before we got the money from the bank and rushed down to the hospital, baby was gone. So when I told them the story, I know that really touched them. But I was just wondering, just because of less than $6, they were ready. They were not ready to save the life of their own baby. Those are the pathetic situations we find around. But it was so painful that despite my care to assist that family, I was not even asking the lady that was selling the herbs that how do I get the contact. I think at another day, and I went back, that how do I get I called the herb seller, how do I get the contact of the mother so that we can help get her a job that she can be using to take care of that baby, so that it's not because of $5, $6 that you let a complete human being die. Dr. Ojo, can you guess what happened? They told me that several days later, the baby still died. That's that
Yeah,
was
because
too heavy for me.
baby boy
Huh?
was probably the
A
baby
baby
was
boy
probably sick already
sick.
before they even try to to rescue the baby, like providing whatever medicine they provided. The baby was maybe probably almost dying, like, you know. That's a late care. That's a late
So
care. The baby was already dying, probably.
you can imagine that had it been that we met that family before then, you understand? Maybe when the sickness just started and we rendered that help, and by the time I reach out to them, if they now tell me that the sickness is still there, we will rush the baby to the hospital. You understand? We'll rush the baby to the hospital, and we'll also look for how the parent can get means of livelihood. Because what Africans are passing through, Africans are going through pain, but the rest of the world are packing our resources to benefit themselves out there. And when it comes to inflow into Africa, you have numerous checks. That is the only time they will now remember that Africa is corrupt. Whereas, where is the origin of fraud?
If I don't go to
So,
what you can't,
okay,
so
don't let me go into
please.
that. But I have some this thing here. I think Jim, this question is for you from
Okay.
Sharon Taylor. She says, This is donations. This donation source is new to me. What is super chat? I use sending money, other wire, or this thing.
Let her use what she's used to.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Even PayPal is.
Oh,
She could use
In the backyard.
PayPal.
okay, Sharon, you can use PayPal. I
PayPal.
just sent you
The super chat is the $sign down on the YouTube channel. You see the right where you can text your words. There's a little $sign. That's the super chat, and you can hook up right there. And this way, when you come back to the show, you don't have to worry about being a Patreon supporter and showing your support. You can just donate as you go along, because sometimes people can't make a monthly donation. And it's very important that people use the super chat to them, because even a $2 sticker, something that you want to make a message. And I think the most important thing to remember is when you have a doctor like Dr. Ojo and you need some important questions about your own life, I think you should be able to be able to go to him and ask him some important questions. And that's what the Cetros Foundation does. Not only does it help the youth, but he organizes with the best of intent, the best minds. And I'm not one of them. Trust me. I just feel the energy and I agree with what they're doing. So that's what I'm saying. And by the way, I have to go.
Thank you, Mr. Jim. Yeah, like he rightly said before he leaves. Yeah, I do that freely.
Oh, Dr. Ojo, I'm going to put my phone number in the private chat before I leave.
Okay, that's fine.
And if you need to reach out to me to do any type of work on the GoFundMe, I want your support, though. I mean, you'll just like help me go through it, because I want to make sure that everything's legit. I'm not an expert at this stuff. You know what I mean? So, okay, I just put it in the private chat. There's my number. And so you can get in touch with me. And I want to say God bless to the Cetros Foundation and for all their work. And you know what? I thought there was a big announcement that I was supposed to hear from you guys, because somebody looks like they got a glow. I mean, it's just this big glow around them. Oh, no word yet? All right.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. And last thing is July 2nd is the Fantastic Four. And right, Joke? July 2nd. Right? We have the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Where they're turning 6 months old, I think, right?
Months. Yes,
So
yes.
And that's a mile marker for me. So I'm hoping that everybody that wants to get involved on that day, that all the super chat would go to that one cause for that day. I'll definitely be
Okay.
there, super chatting. So everybody put it on their calendar. And if Deo has something, if it's not on a Sunday or something, we'll work it out.
Okay. That will be fine. So
Okay,
I
I'm
think
glad
we'll
I
work it
started
out.
eating. I'm glad I'm started eating on the show because everybody's more comfortable when they're eating.
Okay. So let's look at Melissa.
Okay, let's allow Jim.
Okay, Jim, let's allow
Bye
you.
bye. See you
Okay,
guys.
bye
Bye.
bye. Yeah.
Much respect, Dr. Ojo.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yes, I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yeah, I'm putting my phone number too and my email address for whoever want to reach me privately. Uh,
Okay.
I'm more than willing to do that. Like you said, I do that a lot. I mentor people, provide valuable information to people for personal life, business, investment,
Yeah,
leadership,
eh,
motivation. And some of us, we just need
yeah.
motivation.
And I
Yeah.
barely touched my friend circle. I mean, like everybody's like, some of my friends have said, "Oh, be careful, it's Nigerians or stuff like this," and I'm like, well, you know what? If you don't got the faith in it, I feel like that. I know what they're talking about and what they're trying to do. So, I understand that what Dale was saying about there's a bad stigma. Sometimes like because of that internet stuff, that stigma
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
sticks.
yeah. So the thing is that as bad as it was, as bad as it is over there in Nigeria, I came out from there.
Yeah,
Came out from there, right? And I know where I've been all over the world. They always a lot of people even say to my face that somebody actually who is also from Africa actually told me where we play soccer from on weekend said that you do not look like somebody from Nigeria. You don't act like someone that is from Nigeria. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah. So we cannot just go by that stereotype. We cannot just go by that stigma. We cannot just go by the name they've given to that part of the world. There are a lot of great and good people that are from there.
right.
And there are a lot of people in the United States, in the United Kingdom, in Canada, who are great people, who are doing great, that are from Nigeria. So definitely there are a lot of bad people in there, just like there are a lot of bad people in America too, and in the United Kingdom too. So I do not want to support or accept that kind of stigma like, oh, it's Africa, it's fraud, it's all these people doing. That's only what they see. We also need to focus on those that are doing great, serving their various countries, helping people, blessing people, changing life. We also want to focus on that too. It's not just all about the bad people in Nigeria. So I appreciate what you said, Mr. Jim.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir. I mean, I'm so glad to see you again. I really appreciate it. You give me a lot of courage inside my to actually go forward with more and more knowledge, because you're the example. You're the shining star. If anybody could represent the Cetros Foundation, in any formal way, I would think you would be the perfect representative. So I take a lot of honor just being able to talk to you and ask you a few questions. And I have still never been rude.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You know
You're
what I'm
doing
saying?
great.
Because I want to ask like a couple personal questions and stuff, but understood you were recently busy in Germany or something. So
Yes, yes.
but so yeah, I want to keep your personal life, and when your time scale is your time scale, you know what I mean. But when you're on the Cetros channel and you see me, you have my number. Oh, you gave me yours. Good, good. I
Yes,
see that now.
I posted my number, my WhatsApp number, my
Okay,
email
good.
address, and I can
Okay,
actually have my cell phone number now since I'm not in the States.
okay,
So,
okay, good. All right, guys, have a great day.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay. Let's look at. I just want us to wrap up with Melissa, Budlin, and few others. I have been poor, slept in car, 20 degrees, no gas to run car. I had Wow. One meal a day, had little for long time. I was just selling that I love and always care since little. Wow, wow, wow. This is really like what most people are passing through in Africa, and I know the rest of the world. There are a lot of people in the whole world passing through such challenges. I just want to say that we don't need to give up. Whatever condition you find yourself now, just keep hope alive, keep hope alive, and the best will come. Claudia is saying having issues with super chat, so we make contact and send donations.
I want to
Okay,
say thank you to everyone
thank you
that's
to
been doing
everyone.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So thank you. Madam Joanna says, I pray that YouTube will decide to stop taking 30%. Okay, no problem. God will help us. It's so nice to see how, okay, Melissa Borderland says, it's so nice to see how you dress modestly and no makeup.
Thank you, Melissa.
Okay, tonight meeting is awesome. That's Rose 4.
Oh,
Wow,
thank you.
thank you.
Bye.
Then Melissa says, I don't have email. I got old computer and just flip phone. I have, oh my goodness, so nice meeting with great people like
Like
this.
you, Melissa.
Melissa, we
It's
love you.
we
We
love
really
you.
appreciate you. So, with that being said, Rose Paul says, thank you, Dr. Ojo. Dr. Ojo,
Yeah, you're
you have
welcome.
somebody greeting you here. Then, okay, bye, Mr. Jim. Wow, that's from Fast Style Design. Like this Fast Style Design, she's part of the youth that has been very, very glued to us, and we really appreciate her. Joanna, I love Nigeria.
Grandma,
Grammar, sculpture, fabrics, and fashion, and great people like my Citrus family.
thank you,
Thank you very much. One
Grandma.
of these days, we look forward to hosting you in Nigeria, Africa. And so, with that being said, we want to say thank you, everyone. We really appreciate you for coming on board. We are happy to have you, and we just want you to know that the best is yet to come from us. And
Yes, give me Mr.
our
John.
okay, um, I'm coming. In case you need, in case you need a free consultation from
Dr. Ojo.
Dr.
Yeah, you can
Joe.
post I put my
Yeah,
email address and all. You can post it to them, please.
okay, Dr. Ojo. In case you need okay, let me
Add all
okay,
those things.
okay, coming. In case you need to reach out to Dr. Ojo for consultations, business wise, is is presently serving in the U.S. Army.
You need to
Is
add Dr.
is a
Ojo.
doctor. Okay,
Write it again.
okay, Dr. Ojo.
Mhm.
What's that?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Wow, wow. I'm seeing something here. Let me just conclude on this. This is the contact to Dr. Ojo for private chat on information. Is a guru when it comes to business management. Is a doctor in business administration. Is a doctor of business administration and has been consulting for numerous organizations, consulting for numerous businesses and the likes. So you can benefit from this opportunity to help him to let him help you out with some of your gray areas that you need support in businesses, in administration, in a whole lot. We've been using him to train our youth in Africa and across. We know that it will do justice to that. Doctor, we do not take your timing for granted. We are so appreciative. And
Thank
from
you.
RG, wow,
That's
wow,
that's good.
wow. From from RG. We want to say this is really
Thank you.
surprising.
Thank you.
We really
Thank you so
appreciate you
very
so
much.
very much. We appreciate you so very much. And please, my people, just watch out. Pardon us that we've not been able to update you for some time now on our youth, but within this week, we'll try and put up some of those
We've been
edited video.
strong.
We have been really, both of us, we have been really strong. When we mean strong, we've been a little bit down with stress and the likes of them, and we've been treated for so many stuff. But we thank God that we are getting back, and that's why you've not been able to see her all this while. So we really appreciate. We bless God for having the mindset to help. We bless God for having great people like you that have the interest of others at heart. We want to say thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Joanna. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you, everyone. And watch out, something is coming. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to zip my mouth, but I'm going to release it this week. And we are all going to be very, very happy about it. And with that, from all of us, I want to say if your spouse is there, just hug her like this. Give her a hard peck. It's called peckology. Don't let Dr. Joe get jealous.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so thank
That's
you,
fine.
everyone. Dr. Joe, we are so
Yes.
glad to have you. We bless God for you. Thank you so very much.
Thank
From
you. Thank
Africa,
you. Thank
Nigeria to be precise, we say bye bye.
you. You guys are doing great. Thank you. You're
Yes,
doing great.
thank,
We love you
thank you,
guys.
sir.
Thank
Praying
you,
for
Yes,
sir.
you
sir.
Yes.
guys.
Yes, yes, sir.
God bless. Bye.